Hello and welcome. So, we all have these big, amazing goals, right? But there's this invisible wall we seem to hit time and time again. And you know what? It's not about luck, it's not about talent. It's really about one single skill that is the engine room for every single achievement out there: self-discipline. So today, we are going to unlock the formula to finally master it. All right, let's just jump straight into it. Think about this for a second. You start a new diet, a new workout plan, a new project at work. You're full of passion. But then, a few weeks in, that fire just kind of fizzles out. Sound familiar? So why does that happen over and over again? Well, the big idea we're digging into today is that maybe, just maybe, the biggest obstacle isn't out there at all. It's right here, inside our own heads. It's our own internal resistance. Our brains are literally hardwired to seek comfort, and that is the real battle we've got to win. And you know, this brings us to a massive, huge misunderstanding about what self-discipline even is. Most of us, we think of it as this restrictive cage, right? Something that just limits our fun and forces us into these dull, boring routines. But honestly, the truth is the exact opposite. Self-discipline isn't the cage. No way. It's the key that unlocks the cage. It's what gives you the freedom to actually go out and get the things that you really want in life. Okay, so if we're going to build this skill, we've got to start by redefining it. Let's get crystal clear on what discipline really is, and just as important, what it is not. You know, people mix up willpower and self-discipline all the time, but they are totally different beasts. Let me put it this way. Willpower, that's the spark. It's that big, powerful burst of energy you get right at the beginning. It's awesome. But self-discipline, that's the fuel. That's the sustainable, slow-burning stamina you need for the long haul, long after that initial excitement is gone. So yeah, willpower gets you off the couch, but it's discipline that keeps you running the whole marathon. So if this stuff is so important, why is it so darn hard to find? Well, the number one thing you have to get is this. Self-discipline is not some trait you're born with. It's a skill. It's a muscle you have to build. A lot of us get held back by, negative stuff from our past, or maybe we're just in an environment that doesn't support our goals. But so often, the biggest roadblocks are the ones inside our own heads, that paralyzing fear of failing, or that quiet little voice that tells us we're just not good enough to even start. And honestly, this right here gets to the absolute heart of the matter. Underneath all those other reasons, there's usually a lack of a really clear, powerful purpose. A shallow goal like, I want to look good for my beach vacation. Well, that's just not going to get you out of bed for a 5 a.m. run when it's cold and dark. It just won't cut it. You need something way, way deeper. Which brings us to what might be the most critical, absolutely non-negotiable step in this whole process. You have got to find your powerful why. And here's a super practical, really powerful way to dig deep and find it. It's called the two-list strategy. Okay, first you're going to make your pleasure list. On this list, you write down every single good thing, every benefit you will get from taking this new action. Think of this as the pole, all the amazing stuff you're moving towards. Then you make the pain list, and on this one, you write down every single negative thing that will happen if you do nothing. This is your push. When you put that push and that pull together, man, you create a motivational force that is just about unstoppable. All right, so you've found your why, you've got the fuel in the tank, now it's time to build the engine. We're going to shift gears from the why to the how and actually put together an action plan that works. But to make that plan stick, we kind of need to understand a little bit of the science behind our own brains. See, inside your head, there's this constant tug of war going on. On one side, you've got your basal ganglia. Think of it as your brain's autopilot. It runs all your old habits. It's super efficient, it's automatic, and it loves, loves, loves the easy path. But on the other side, you've got your prefrontal cortex. This is the CEO making the new conscious decisions. It's powerful, for sure, but it's a total energy hog. So that feeling of resistance you get when you try to do something new, that's not you being weak. It's a literal neurological battle for energy inside your brain. So how do you win that battle? Simple. You outsmart your own brain with a plan. But listen, this isn't just any old to-do list. This is a game changer. The structure forces you to think ahead and anticipate what could go wrong. For every single action you plan to take, you also identify a potential obstacle. And this is the most important part. You come up with your solution before it even happens. By planning for failure, you make it so much less likely that you'll actually fail. And speaking of failure, let's be real. You're gonna slip up. I promise you, it's going to happen. Everyone does. The whole key is to change how you think about it. A mistake is not the end of the world. It is not a reason to just throw in the towel and quit. All it is data. It's just feedback telling you, hey, that didn't work. So you can adjust your plan and go at it again, but this time a little bit smarter. Okay, let's get super practical now, because just like any other muscle in your body, discipline gets stronger with exercise. So let's go over a few simple daily reps you can start doing right away to build that discipline muscle. Okay, exercise number 1. Picture this. You're on a crowded bus or a train. You've got that one perfect comfy seat. Then someone gets on who clearly needs it more than you do. The exercise is simple. You willingly choose a moment of your own discomfort for a better outcome. It sounds so small, right? But every time you do it, you're strengthening that mental muscle that chooses discipline over instant comfort. All right, exercise number 2. This one is a direct assault on procrastination. You walk into the kitchen, you see the dishes piled up in the sink. Your brain says, I'll do it later. Don't listen. Get up and do it right then and there. What this does is it trains your brain to act instead of negotiate. And that builds some serious momentum you can use for the really big tasks. And number 3, it's a classic, but man, it works. Always take the stairs. Every time you're faced with a choice between the elevator and the stairs, choose the stairs. It's a simple, daily commitment to choosing effort over ease. And every single time you make that choice, you are hardwiring a bias for action deep into your brain. And trust me, that will bleed over into everything else you do. So here's the bottom line. Discipline isn't some big, scary, abstract idea. It's just a muscle, and you build it one small, deliberate action at a time. It's about winning these tiny little battles against your own discomfort every single day. Because that's how you build the strength to win the much bigger war against settling for less than you deserve. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the one uncomfortable action you're going to commit to doing tomorrow?